In this section, we will cover numbers. For the purpose of this bootcamp, we will look at two number types, integers and floats. The difference between an integer and a float value is as follows. An integer has just a whole number, and a float will have a decimal point with a series of numbers afterwards. The main purpose of this separation of number types is mainly down to computer memory usage. The general rule is, if you are not concerned about decimal places, use an integer. If you are performing mathematical calculations that require a higher accuracy, then use a float. Remember that it is important to note that sometimes numbers can be displayed differently depending on the platform. If you were to perform a calculation on your calculator, it may only be able to display a certain number of decimal places after your whole number. When dealing with high accuracy and large float numbers, it is important to make sure all following decimal places are both readable and available to the next part of the calculation. For example, if you were to carry out the following calculation, so 453.334 multiplied by 333.445322, the result is as follows. If only the first two decimal places were available in the next part of the calculation, the difference in the result would impact the answer drastically. So this is why it's important to have all the decimal places available. So as an example, in Python, you can perform a simple multiplication task. So we will do the same multiplication as before. When we hit enter, we can see the result. As you can see, the result has all the decimal places there, usable for the next part.